All right, Bill Welte, we are sitting down. I think this is the first video
It is.
that you've recorded since your stroke in November. But I wanted to sit down with you. One, we are a pair right now.
Yeah, I have a stroke.
Yeah,
and you have
I broke my ankle, so you're got a cane, I got a knee scooter. We are certainly a pair right now.
Yep.
However, God is still doing amazing things in and through the ministry. But I wanted to sit down and talk with you a little bit about your journey. I know many of you who have been kind of staying plugged into the ministry have been watching your journey over the last several months of praying for you and Jan, and just following along. So, one, for those watching, how is Bill Welte doing?
Well, I'm now walking with a cane.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still working 2 days a week.
Which
You're a slave driver. I'm in the process of doing the hymn sing tomorrow.
Yep.
And then we're working on the cantata for Easter.
It's amazing. And last night you had your second rehearsal for the cantata. We had about 100 voices there, which is amazing. And so if you haven't made your plans, you should plan to join us for our Easter choir concert. It's going to be a really special evening. But one of the things you've shared is along this journey, one, the Lord has really taught you some lessons, but also other people who have gone through similar deep waters. You've been able to come alongside them and encourage them that you need to keep going. And it's been really, I think, unique and special to see how the Lord has used you during this season. What are some things maybe that, as you have taken time to look back, that maybe the Lord has taught you during this journey?
When Dr. Mark Kortz was here many years ago, my first summer, he made a quote that burned into the hard drive of my mind. You'll never know that Jesus is all you need until Jesus is all you have. When Jesus is all you have, you'll know that Jesus is all you need.
Yeah.
And that's really rung true in my life during this process.
Yeah. And that is, it's so true, and that's a lesson I think you can't learn truly until you are at a point where sometimes there's probably late evenings where Jesus is all you have.
Yep.
And there's such comfort in that. So what has you, again, you just shared you've been working 2 days a week. I don't know who your boss is, but we'll need to talk to him.
Yeah, we'll talk to him.
But you have mentioned that's been a good process for you, coming back into the office. Right. And I know a lot of our partners have really enjoyed you back doing the hymn sings. I'm thankful for Keith stepping in for that short period to step in for you, but I'm thankful you're back in action. And so what now does the future look like for you in your mind?
Well, I'm still praying that the Lord will restore my hand.
Yep.
I want to play so bad.
I know.
And we saw our neurologist yesterday, and he gave us hope.
That's great.
And I'm very grateful for that.
Yeah. So if you're watching right now, please be praying that God fully restores Bill's hand, and that way he can be playing back in action soon. If someone's watching right now that is currently maybe going through something hard, what's something that maybe could encourage them?
You have to lean on the Lord. I don't know how people get through all this stuff like yours without God's grace.
Yeah.
I listened to a message with Charles Stanley on My Grace is Sufficient. When I'm weak, He's strong.
Yeah. So for those that don't know the story, I was recently in Bermuda with my wife Heather. This was our first time away from the baby, and rented a moped, which we have done many times before, but had an accident, and I broke my ankle in 4 places. And so if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it all the way. But I remember sitting in that hospital bed, and you feel like, one, it's amazing that how in an instant life can change. And laying in that hospital bed, just kind of rehearsing, man, I don't have time for this. We have things coming up. We have the Family Freedom Walk is right around the corner. I have a 1-year-old at home that's running around.
We're going to do a handicap race for the walk.
This year I'll be joining the Rockers, I think, during
you and me.
Yeah, the Family Freedom Walk. But just really leaning back and saying, man, I am so thankful I have the Lord. Without the Lord, I don't even know how I would begin to process all of this. And it's fun, and I know you have so many stories. Just along the way, God reminds you of His presence. He reminds you of His faithfulness. A short story for me, I had to get emergency surgery for my ankle, and that particular day, Leslie Wacker, who I know many of you know, stepping in for Barbara's place, and she was getting her surgery at the same hospital at the same time. And so we met in the waiting room, and it was just, again, another small moment of just how the Lord has been so present with us. So one, you can be praying, again, continue to pray for Bill, pray for me, pray for my ankle, particularly pray for my wife. She's now having to take care of me and a 1-year-old who is now not walking, but running through the house. And so I know she would covet your prayers. But we do have, and we've talked about it, the Family Freedom Walk coming up fast and furious. This year, our goal is to raise $300,000. Which is a big goal, but again, we serve a big God. And when we sat down with Luke Perperai, who's our CFO, really analyzing, hey, what does the ministry need this year? This was the number. And so I've had a few people say, man, that is a big number, but the Lord has been faithful.
He's been faithful every year that we've had the walk.
Yep. And so this is going to be the 17th year. And so I want to ask you if you would prayerfully consider a gift to the Family Freedom Walk. All of these funds go directly to supporting our addiction recovery ministries. We have the Colony of Mercy. God's doing amazing things at the Colony. We have Barbara's Place, which is launching this month. We are in April. April 14th is launching. We're having a giant ribbon cutting ceremony for that, and I just can't wait to see what God does this year in our addiction recovery ministries, seeing more men and women receive the hope of Jesus Christ, that they can walk in victory over their addiction. And so please prayerfully consider a gift. Again, you can do that, americaskeswick.org. Call 800-453-7942. We would love for you to be a part of what God is doing here through the Family Freedom Walk. And again, I'm going to be scooting around. I'm going to be rocking with the rockers.
We're going to have a race.
We're going to have a race. When this first happened, Keith Johnson said, we should do a fundraiser where we race. And I was like, I don't know if we need any more broken bones.
No.
So I don't know if we're going to do that. But thank you so much. And Bill, thank you for just being, I know this has been hard. It's been really hard. But you've been such an example of perseverance. And I want to thank you for just being a living testimony of what navigating hard waters. Right. And I can't wait to see this time next year. We'll be sitting here and to see what God has done in and through you.
Thanks for all of your prayers and the cards. Hundreds of cards.
Yeah, cool. All right. Well, thanks for checking in with us. God bless, and we'll see you soon.
God bless.